So I talked about the Airbox mod. What I'm going to do is show you along the way what we do. I've tried a million different intakes on these cars, dynoed them, seen them in real world use, and believe it or not, the best intake you can do is stick with this. So 2 reasons to keep the Airbox is, one of them is it doesn't suffer from heat soak, which means the whole surrounding engine heat heats up this whole tube and basically increases the intake temps going into the motor. So you go from a cold air to a hot air. Other reason for this box, don't worry about hydrolocking, which means drive it into standing water. This is your air intake right here. So obviously being at the top of the car, if you submerge the car above this, you're going to suck in water. First part of doing this mod, I'm going to take the lid off here. There is 6 clips. I'm trying to do this while I film. Basically going to give you the quick skinny on it in case you want to tune out. I know this video is going to get boring. Some of the people want to be in and out and get on with the next YouTube video. Basically what we are going to do, see there's basically a panel here. This is part of the noise suppression of the box. Now when I say noise suppression, that roaring sound when you get on the gas, most of my import guys like that sound because it's kind of an induction sound, but your average car guy that buys a car, he doesn't want it to make any funky sound, so the factory do a lot of work to make these things quiet. So what we are going to do is we're going to take the box out, we're going to remove this panel here, and then under this filter there is a hole which basically is for resonance. All it does is take some of the noise into this cavity, does some magic in there, puts the air back in here, takes some of that induction sound out. So the piece that we're going to cut out of here, we're going to cut a shape and glue it over here. No performance benefits from covering that hole, just noise benefits. Noise benefits, the right kind of noise. So getting back to the lid here, this is the lid that we removed. As you see, there is a channel that takes some of the air from this side to this side. We don't need that. That's going to come out. It's held on with plastic rivets. When I say plastic rivets, they are just like a little tab that's heated and put over there. Comes out super easy. Okay, so I wish I had the tripod to show you, but basically pull that part off with my hands, comes right off. And this tab here, basically you're just going to bend it to the side and it comes off and leaves a super clean line. Look at that, looks factory. So that opens up a large cavity in our airbox. So the next part is to remove that airbox and to take that panel out. I'll take it out and I'll show you what it looks like. 3 bolts hold this on. One down here, one down here, and then one right down there. One thing to note is the air temp sensor wire. Okay, this plugs here. Okay, it's held on right against the tube. Now there is a little clip that holds one here and then one further down. It's kind of dark. Take your time with this. Use a thin screwdriver, needle nose pliers, whatever. Don't pull on this clip and break it. Again, it's probably not a big deal. It's just a pet peeve. Just take the clip off so that it can be reused. You see there is one down there. That one's more tricky to get to. Take your time, get a thin screwdriver, poke around in there until you figure out where the little tabs are. I'll remove it and then I'll show you what it looks like, but take your time. Don't smash that off. These are the clips I'm talking about. See, all you're going to do is push those side pieces in. You're basically going to squeeze this and get it out. But if you can't get your fingers in there, trick is to put your screwdriver one side, push it, put a little bit of tension on the clip, push the other side, and it'll pull right out. You see, I got these clips out without breaking them. Again, you know, Honda's gone to the trouble of putting these clips, making them sit where they're supposed to sit, hold the wire out the way so it doesn't get rubbed or chafed. So take your time, reuse those, don't break them off. This is the little hole I'm talking about. It serves absolutely no performance purpose except it channels some of the air in here, and it's part of the acoustics that they've gone and built into the box. Again, it's to take some of that really roaring sound away. Some of my customers, they take this lid off there, drive around, that way they've got that cool induction sound. Actually hurts performance because now all the heat in the engine bay is soaking your filter. You're sucking in hot air. Hot air doesn't make as much power as cold air. So what we are going to do is remove this panel. I'm not going to tell you how to remove this because everybody is going to have different tools. There is a bunch of different ways. You can use a drill and chain drill down here. You can use a die grinder and cut this out. Whatever you want to do to cut that out. Take your time. Take a small piece out, go larger and larger. All we're doing is let more air fill this box. It's basically like a volume. And then again, whatever you cut out of here, make a shape, put it in here, Honda bond it in there. Again, no performance benefits, just sound benefits. Okay, so here we are, remove that. One thing to note, leave this tab here. This is actually support for the end of the filter, and the K&N filter that is designed for this car has that piece, so it sits on that end and the filter element doesn't rub and damage anything in here. So we're going to glue that piece in there, put the box back and let it chill out while we do the rest of the work on the car. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I should have mentioned this earlier, but this is what I have cut right here. We're going to cut those two little tabs like this, and again it kind of just sits in that pocket. It'll help it sit in there. See how that goes in there? So again, we're not looking at an airtight seal, we're just looking at reducing the noise going in there. So we're going to put that in there and Honda bond that in. Okay, so this is the filter that you're going to buy. This is the K&N replacement filter, and it's designed to go in the airbox, which is the way I like it. You can buy an aftermarket one and again make it fit. I'm sure it's not that big of a deal, but you know what, this one is. Look at that, it's larger. It has the tab over here, like I talked about in the airbox, not to break that piece off. This sits in there. See that, it's got the tab here. This fits in the tube. This is the one to go with. And I know I'm going to get comments, okay, I tried an AEM V2, I tried an InGen. Most of those tubes with a filter on the end, put it on a dyno, yes, it makes power. We can manipulate anything on the dyno, blow cold air on the intake, it'll make power. This makes power all the time. Think of the car on a racetrack with the hood down, running lap after lap after lap. All of that heat, where does it go? It saturates your intake tube, and your filter goes in the engine. That 8 horsepower you made on the dyno, now it's actually costing you 15 horsepower. This makes power over and over and over. This isn't something we tested on the dyno, we tested it on the racetrack. So let's put this in the box. Alright, so our airbox is back in. We've done the necessary changes. You can't see where our Honda bond is, but that piece is glued in there. This is the K&N filter, like I was talking about. You see how it sits in there nice. Get the genuine K&N one, don't do the retrofit with a cone filter. The diameter is not the same here, it doesn't fit as tight, and it doesn't have this piece here. So as you see, what we're doing now, without having this divider piece, we've got a lot more airflow here. This actually works pretty well. They sell a snorkel that goes down here and draws air from here. I've definitely seen an advantage to that, so that is a good investment. But this, the airbox mod, good stuff. This is what you want. Okay, so that's the airbox mod done. Hopefully it's pretty simple, you can follow it. The dyno I'm going to show you right now is from that airbox mod, a Skunk 2 header and Flash Pro tuning. So the airbox mod is not going to pick you up a magic number. It doesn't do it. It makes power, but it makes repeatable power, which, like I said earlier, put the car on the racetrack, do 10, 15 laps, it'll make the same power. Look around at the guys actually competitively race. You'll see more of the airbox than the tube with the filter sticking out. Unless it sticks actually outside of the engine bay, you get heat soak. So hopefully you enjoy this. We're not trying to sell this mod. I don't sell the filters. There's no money benefit from this. So I hope you enjoy it and you look at it with an open mind. As you see here, you know, picked up a lot of power right here. I mean, this is just stabbing the throttle at 2200, and obviously the VTEC changeover made power, and then it continues to make power all the way up there. So I would call that a big success. I hope you enjoy the channel. If you do, subscribe, it does help us. Also click the like button, and we'll see you the next time. Enjoy your cars.